Australia is currently facing a skills shortage, particularly in the trade sector, with 90,000 additional skilled tradespeople needed to meet the nation's housing goals. The skills shortage affects 36% of all occupations and is most pronounced for trade workers and professionals, particularly in health. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Before we get into the video today, I wanted to share a personal story about how I got into the electrical trade industry. When I started my career, the Victorian government funded entry-level qualifications to trades that were in a quote-unquote skills shortage. So pretty much what that means is I got a certificate 2 in electrical engineering, which meant I got to skip the first 6 months of TAFE, which is Australia's version of trade school. I jumped at this opportunity because I was driving a forklift at the time to make money and I absolutely hated it. But I quickly realized that this skills shortage was just an empty promise. After I got my qualification, I must have applied for at least 50 jobs and I didn't get a single call back. I had to return to my old job and I was feeling frustrated and confused. As a mature aged apprentice, I faced additional challenges. In Australia, if you're over 21 and you want to start an apprenticeship, companies actually have to pay you more due to your age and the assumption that you have more responsibilities than a recent school graduate. It took me years to find a company that would take me on as an apprentice, even though I had my certificate 2 and there was a skills shortage. And even then, I had to make an agreement with the owner of the company that I'd give him $100 of my pay every week. It was a tough challenge, but it made me wonder, if companies are being so picky with who they hire, then why is there a skills shortage? Let's dive in and explore this issue together. A lack of skilled tradesmen in the workforce has significant ramifications across the country. Some of these include infrastructure delays and cost overruns. A shortage of skilled tradespeople can lead to delays in construction projects, which can result in cost overruns and extended timelines. This can have a ripple effect on other projects and industries that rely on infrastructure development. Reduced economic growth. An absence of skilled tradespeople can limit the ability of businesses to expand and invest, leading to reduced economic growth and productivity. This can result in decreased competitiveness and reduced innovation. Increased reliance on foreign workers. A country may need to rely on foreign workers to fill the skills gap, which can lead to cultural and integration issues. This can also result in a brain drain, as foreign workers may return to their home countries after gaining experience. Decreased innovation. Skilled tradespeople are innovative, and especially when adopting new technologies, leading to increased competitiveness. This can result in an increase in productivity and efficiency. Reduced quality of work. A shortage of skilled tradespeople can lead to a decrease in the quality of work, resulting in safety issues, reduced efficiency, and increased maintenance costs. Increased costs. A need for skilled tradespeople can drive up labor costs, leading to increased costs for consumers and businesses. This can result in reduced competitiveness and a decrease in economic growth. Delayed or cancelled projects. A shortage of skilled tradespeople can lead to delayed or cancelled projects, including critical infrastructure and construction projects. It's essential to address the shortage of skilled tradespeople through training programs, apprenticeships, and immigration policies to help mitigate these potential ramifications. Skills shortages are a significant problem in Australia, affecting various industries and occupations. This means that many employers are struggling to find workers with the necessary skills and qualifications to fill job vacancies. The most common reason given for skills shortages is a lack of skilled workers. However, this reasoning is questionable because it oversimplifies the issue and ignores other contributing factors. Other factors contributing to the skills shortage include an aging population and retirement of experienced workers. As older workers retire, they take their skills and knowledge with them, leaving a gap that needs to be filled. Low unemployment rates and a competitive labour market. When unemployment is low, it can be harder for employers to find suitable candidates, and workers may have more job opportunities, making it harder for employers to retain them. Changes in industry demand and technological advancements. As industries evolve and new technologies emerge, new skills are required, and workers may need to upskill or reskill to meet these changing demands. Geographical disparities and regional skill gaps. Skill shortage can vary by region, with some areas having more severe shortages than others. Education and training systems not meeting industry needs. There may be a mismatch between the skills and qualifications provided by education and training systems and what employers actually need. Additionally, small businesses are hesitant to hire mature-aged apprentices due to the increased costs for their labor. This attitude pushes able-bodied workers out of the workforce and further increases the skill shortage. To address the skills shortage, a comprehensive approach is needed involving multiple strategies. Upskilling and reskilling existing workers. We can help current workers develop new skills to meet changing industry demands. Provide training and development opportunities to help current workers acquire new skills and adapt to changing industry demands. Attracting and retaining skilled migrants. Encouraging skilled workers from other countries to come to Australia and stay. Streamline visa processes and offer attractive employment packages to skilled workers from other countries. Increasing diversity and inclusion in the workforce. Creating a more diverse and inclusive workforce. By implementing diversity and inclusion initiatives, we can attract a broader range of candidates. Improving education and training systems. Ensuring that education and training systems provide the skills and qualifications that employers need. We can align education and training programs with industry needs and employer requirements. Encouraging innovation and technological adoption. By embracing new technologies and innovation, we can help address skill shortages and improve productivity. We should also provide support for businesses to adopt new technologies. On top of all of that, we need to remove the stigma that's attached to learning a trade. We need to promote trades as a viable career path. We can do this by highlighting the earning potential, job security, and benefits of learning a trade. We can also emphasize the value of hands-on work. We can do this by recognizing the importance of having skilled tradespeople who are building and maintaining infrastructure. Alright, so I gave this its own section, one because yes, I'm biased, but also I feel like this is one of the most logical solutions to addressing the skill shortage in Australia. On top of getting the younger generations to pursue a trade or any other career path that's currently in a shortage, we need to explore more ways of getting the older generations to pursue these careers as well. Some of these men and women still have a good 15 to 20 working years ahead of them before they retire. Many of these men and women would love the opportunity to change careers, but they're hesitant. Older generations have more responsibilities and therefore there's a higher risk involved when considering a career change. Many small businesses fail to see the benefits of hiring a mature-aged apprentice and only see the increased cost. The truth is, mature-aged apprentices are experienced, knowledgeable, resilient, and they learn things a lot quicker than their younger counterparts. On top of that, occupations with more mature-aged workers are less likely to face shortages. Only 19% of occupations where 30% of their workers were aged 55 or over were facing shortages. And if you compare the same occupations with younger workers, 44% of those occupations were in shortage. The company I worked for had an apprentice in his 50s, and although he struggled to find work initially, once he got his foot in the door, he was extremely happy with his career change, and he actually became a valuable asset to the company. So if you're watching this and you're hesitant to try something new and take that leap of faith, just remember that it's never too late to change careers. However, like I said recently, there are plenty of people who are eager to fill these roles in Australia's skills shortage, but small businesses and even the Australian government seem to prefer a different option. Australia's population growth is booming due to overseas migration, with an expected 700,000 person increase from 2022 to 2024. The return of international students and working holiday makers is driving this growth spurt. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says the government is well prepared to handle the influx, but critics argue that the country's housing situation isn't equipped to support such a large increase. Meanwhile, Australia's population grew by 2.2% to 26.5 million people in the 12 months leading up to March in 2023, with net overseas migration accounting for 81% of that growth. The Australian government wants to build 1.2 million well-located homes across the country over 5 years. However, The construction and building industry needs an additional 90,000 construction workers to achieve this goal. The Business Council of Australia recommends incentivising skilled workers from overseas to fill this gap, such as expediting comparable trade qualifications and fast-tracking pathways to permanent residency. On the other hand, experts like Brendan Coates suggest that migration may not be the sole solution, as it can drive up housing prices. The government has invested in measures like the Fee-Free TAFE program to boost the number of skilled workers in the construction and housing sector. The main pathway for skilled trade workers who have migrated to Australia is employer sponsorship, but many face delays and higher costs. Sponsorships also make these workers practically slaves to the company, as they cannot work for other companies while sponsored. The government could make it easier and cheaper to build homes by fast-tracking visas, incentivising state infrastructure builds, adjusting industrial relations settings, and having a proper regulator of the construction industry. Australia's increasing demand for housing seems to be the main reason why immigration is such a popular option to address our skills shortage. The attitude seems to be, why take the time to train new workers when we can just recruit skilled workers from overseas and be done with it? Regular Australians are also in a position where they can leave a company at a moment's notice or even slack off around the workplace, whereas sponsoring overseas workers ensures a certain level of loyalty and efficiency in the workplace. Around half the people I work with are from overseas, and they're great guys, but they're always stressed about their visas and their sponsorships. It sounds like hell. Most of them are licensed electricians overseas, but in order for them to get their Australian license, they have to fork out $10,000, and that's on top of their visa costs. With all this money coming from external sources, it's not hard to see why the Australian government prefers to recruit workers from overseas. Why pay the money to train up workers in Australia when they can have overseas workers who will pay Australia for the right to work here? Some statistics that illustrate the extent of the skills shortage include 36% of occupations were in national shortage in 2023. 50% of all technician and trade worker jobs were in a shortage. 48% of professional occupations were in shortage. 24% of community and personal service workers were in shortage. But here's the thing. The unemployment rate has grown to 4.1% as of June 2024, and the full-time employment growth rate has slowed down. To make matters worse, only 1% of employers adjust their pay rates to attract the skilled workers that they need. But there is some good news. The skill shortage seems to be on the mend. This year, 33% of occupations are in shortage compared to 36% in 2023. And enrollments in fee-free TAFE courses in priority sectors such as care, construction, and tech are strong. This means that as these students complete their training, the skills shortage will ease. So that's it for today's video on Australia's skills shortage, particularly in the trade sector. As we've seen, the consequences of the shortage are far-reaching, but there are solutions. Upskilling and reskilling current workers, attracting and retaining skilled migrants, increasing diversity and inclusion, improving education and training programs, and of course, encouraging innovation and technological adoption. We also need to remove the stigma of learning a trade and promote it as a viable and respectable career path. And let's not forget about mature-aged apprentices. They have much to offer, and it's never too late to change careers. While immigration can help address the skills shortage, it's not the only solution. We need to invest in training and upskilling Australians. We need to make it easier and cheaper to build homes. Thanks for watching. Let's hope that by raising awareness on this issue, we can work towards solving the skills shortage and building a stronger and more prosperous Australia for all. Share your thoughts on the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this and other important topics. I'll see you next time.